always, Dollar Bill, and I'm with my tubular buddy,
Dave Borgione.
Now, today, we are talking about DC comic superheroes.
Shouldn't we address that it's a certain holiday right now?
Oh, yeah! It's Kwanzaa.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not Kwanzaa. Nobody cares about Kwanzaa.
It's Festivus now.
It's Well, technically, today is Festivus.
That's true. I just love the illusion of filming, folks. It's Christmas!
It is Christmas! Yes, it is Christmas! Ah! Or tomorrow, depending on what this comes out. But yeah, it is Christmas time. And also, it is Hanukkah time, too. So, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, the dreidel I will play.
It's very true, sir.
Oh my word!
Anyway, so we're talking about DC heroes.
Yes, and I'm picking some more semi-obscure heroes than your typical Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, and the Flash and Wonder Woman, which I have those figures, but everybody knows those. You know what I mean? I mean, you see a lightning bolt and you're like, oh, that's the Flash. You see a green ring, oh, that's Green Lantern. You see the S, Superman, you see the Bat, the W, Wonder Woman, Batman. Everybody knows those characters. But today I'm going to be getting something, some obscure heroes to some possibly not all that well known to the general public heroes. Now, if you're a hardcore comic book fan like I am, then you'll know everybody that there is. So, today we are going to start off with... Well, this isn't exactly, this is a retro figure from Kenner. It's from the Swamp Thing series.
Swamp Thing! Da-na, da-na-na. You make my blood scream! Da-na, da-na-na. I used that joke in another episode. If you can guess which episode it was, you win a cookie.
A virtual cookie.
A virtual, yes.
Yes. Butt stain. Yes, this is Swamp Thing. Dr... Oh, God, what was his name? Alec. Let's just say his first name was Alec. That's what they called him. But he was a scientist. He was working on a rejuvenating serum. Oh, crap. Little blooper there, people.
Dr. Alex Olson.
Alex Olson?
And I totally am not looking at the Wikipedia page. Totally not. You can't prove it.
Anyways, this figure right here, this particular one of Swamp Thing, I had when I was, well, not this exact one, but I had this figure when in the early 90s, when I was a kid. I was about 7 years old.
Now, doesn't, I recall in another episode where you had the Swamp Thing, doesn't the arm, stretch out like a little silly, gooey, putty thing?
Oh, yeah. Little rope thing, and then he squeezes his legs, and it comes right back.
Yeah.
Yeah. This particular Swamp Thing, it smells like moss.
Are you sure that's not New Jersey?
It's probably New Jersey, but, yeah. Alright, so we're moving on. That's about all I know about Swamp Thing, but if you want to look up Swamp Thing right now, the comic book that is out at the moment, it's really, really good. Of course, Swamp Thing has always been really good.
Old school Swamp Thing, baby.
Swamp Thing's always been good to me. He's always been good to me. So good to me!
Why don't you turn to Pee Wee Herman? Where's my bike, Francis?
Where's my bike, Francis?
This is crack.
This is crack. Alright, that's getting too good.
While Bill's setting up the next hero, I would be remiss, speaking of which, for those of you who want to get a laugh, look up the Pee Wee Herman PSA about crack. And all you see is stone-faced serious Pee Wee Herman. This is crack.
It's the best thing ever.
It's like, you have to laugh because it's Pee Wee Herman holding up a vial of crack.
And being
super serious, but anyway.
Yes, it's
much of a tangent.
Yeah. All right. Next up, a hero that not everybody in the general public knows, but all comic book people, like me, know. I hope you know who this is too, Dane. Booster Gold.
Booster Gold. Him and the Blue Beetle are kind of like a duo. Yeah.
Yes. In Justice League International, him were a big to-do in that group. One of the funny thing was they ended up buying their own island, and it went under, and basically they had to pay off the Justice League.
Wasn't the whole point of Justice League International that was just like kind of like a sort of a parody of?
It was like had a bit of comedy. It had a bit of comedy in it. It had all the heroes that everybody knew, but it also added some other people into it also. I believe, Guy Gardner was one of the. Yes, and an infamous story of that everybody loves is when Batman punches out Guy Gardner.
Because, I mean, who wouldn't want to punch out Guy Gardner? The guy was a jerk.
He is a jerk.
He owes me money.
He owes
you. No, not really. I can't back that up.
Yeah, okay, well, this is Booster Gold. He's from the future. Basically, he was a nobody in the future. In fact, he was a janitor at the, I believe it was the Legion of Superheroes museum in the future. Or it was for the Legion of Superheroes, and he stole the suit, and he stole the flying ring, and other things. And then he went to the past and became a superhero because he wanted to be rich and famous. Well, it really didn't work out for him. He just ended up becoming a hero, in general.
Okay, this is going to sound stupid, but I heard a completely different story about his origin.
Really?
And maybe this is another iteration of Booster Gold.
Probably.
That apparently he was a douchebag, Johnny Firestorm adjacent actor.
That's also another iteration, yes.
Okay, so I'm not hallucinating, right?
No, you're not. That's just another iteration
okay.
that's been out there. I'm gonna lower this here, people. I'm sorry for the guerrilla filmmaking here.
Get the gorilla out of here.
Get Harambe out of here.
Harambe.
And that is the last Harambe joke you'll ever hear from me, people. Sorry about this. Alright, there we go. Didn't say I was professional. I don't care. Alright. That's basically Booster Gold.
Professional, what's that?
Professional, we don't know that. And we got his Skeets, his little computer buddy, robot thing on his back. Who, in the Justice League, was voiced by Billy West.
Billy West does everything.
Pretty much. That and Jim Cummings, too. And Frank Welker.
I am convinced that within the next 5 years, everybody's going to be voiced by Jim Cummings. That's it.
Yeah. Next up, it's Hawkman.
Hawkman!
Everybody knows Hawkman.
He's a man, and he's a hawk.
He's Hawkman from the planet Thanagar. Hawkman.
Thanagar, isn't that a soda? Oh, that's Fanta. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's Fanta.
I crack myself up, people.
These are the jokes, people.
I don't dance, people. This is it.
Yes, Hawkman. Carter Hall, museum curator by day, and Hawkman by day, night. Really doesn't have a time that he's normally out and about as the hero. He just kind of is.
He could probably squeeze you in about, 4 o'clock.
About 4, 5 o'clock-ish, after dinner, pretty much. Get a closer look up here, people. There's his face. And that's, and his wings and his shield and all his thing is made out of a special metal called nth metal. I wish I knew more about it, but I don't. I have to read up on my Hawkman stuff. But yeah, that's Hawkman. Now, Hawkman, I'm going to go off on a little tangent here, was one of the original members of the Justice Society of America. He's been around since the 40s. So we're actually going to be talking about the rest of the Justice Society of America, but we got two more others before we get to those guys. All right? All right.
All right. Sounds good.
Next up, Martian Manhunter.
He is extremely, extremely underrated.
Yes. Now, he's like Superman. He's an alien. He's about as strong as Superman. He doesn't fly as fast as Superman, but who does? His weakness is fire, by the way. He is allergic to fire.
So he's Frankenstein.
Pretty much, almost, in a way. In that aspect, yes. Yeah, he became a pretty popular character when the Justice League cartoon was out.
But actually, look, real talk, the realest talk possible.
Yeah?
Who is that green guy in Dragon Ball?
Piccolo.
This looks like Piccolo jacked up on steroids.
This guy was before Piccolo. Alright?
Oh, so, hey, you know what? Whoever created Dragon Ball, we need to have a little chat.
Yeah, we need a little chat, with your Superman ripoff and Martian Manhunter ripoff. Yeah. I said it. Goku is a ripoff of Superman.
Ladies and gentlemen, creators of Dragon Ball Z, please don't sue us. We're just joking.
I don't care! You stupid that son of a papa!
You dang fangle bangle bingle bangle!
You dingle dangle, fried dingle dangle, deep fried turkey.
Dangles. What is it? Dingle dangle better fried or baked?
I don't know. But yes, Martian Manhunter, blah 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 blah. He's got cool looking boots and
he can turn invisible.
He can turn invisible. He can. He's a shapeshifter. So he can look human one minute and like this another. This isn't exactly his real form. This is just his form that looks a little more acceptable for like a superhero.
Real talk again.
So moving on.
I was recently reading the Death of Superman comic from the 90s.
Yeah?
And like Booster Gold and Martian Manhunter and all those, and Blue Beetle, they're pretty heavily involved in the plot of the story.
At the time, that was the Justice League at the time.
At the time, it was at the time.
It was at the time. Do you remember that? Never mind. Alright, coming up next, I'm sure Dane knows this guy.
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, not Shazam. Captain Marvel. This was Captain Marvel before Laura Danvers. Okay, people? This is Captain Marvel. This will always be Captain Marvel. Lord Danvers.
If you want to fight about it, here's Bill's address. If Bill flashes it on the screen. But if you want to fight about it, go right ahead.
Go right ahead. This is one of my favorite superheroes. Right here. Captain Marvel. I love this guy. He's Billy Batson, a mild-mannered orphan, stumbles upon the wizard Shazam's place. Alright. And then the Shazam gives him his powers. And then he says the name Shazam, and he turns into this bulky, crunk-looking guy. Hey.
Now. In the course of history, in his mythology, Shazam, or Captain Marvel, gave up some of his powers to other people.
Yeah.
To save their lives.
Mary Marvel, his sister, and Captain Marvel Jr., his brother.
So it just runs in the family, doesn't it?
Yeah. The whole Marvel family. With their tiger guy.
Tiger guy?
I can't remember his name. If down in the comments, if you know the tiger person's name, write it down there because I forgot.
Every time I think of Tiger, I think of from Street Fighter. Tiger uppercut.
Oh. All right, now we're moving on to the Justice Society of America. Now I'm missing Golden Age Flash. Oh my god, it was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, which I hate it when they do that. And it's like $54 on eBay for this figure. I'll get it someday. But until then, just be patient, people. When I get it, you people will be the first to know. Mom, I lied. Dane will probably be the first to know that I got the figure.
You'll call me at 3 in the morning. You'll be like, look what I got! What?
Like, you're acting like Wiggleman!
Did I wake you?
Hey! Alright.
Hey! No one's gonna know who we're talking about.
Alright, we're gonna go on to the Golden Age Green Lantern. But Bill, you said you weren't gonna talk about Green Lantern. Yes. The Hal Jordan Green Lantern I'm not going to talk about. The one everybody knows. Or the John Stewart one. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking Alan Scott. The first Green Lantern. And you look at it and you're like, Bill, his costume, it's not green. Well, that's not why they call him the Green Lantern now, is it? It's because he gets his powers from a Green Lantern. Any green power ring. Yes. All-American Comics, I believe it was.
Star Comics #3 was the first time.
Yes.
And once again, I must reiterate, I am totally not looking at the Wikipedia page.
At the Wikipedia page. Yes.
I am.
He is. He's helping me out a little bit. From what he's filling in the blanks that are up here. But yeah, this is Alan Scott. If you're reading Earth 2, that's not the Alan Scott I grew up with. I'm not going to get into him with the changes they did to him. For me, I did not care for the changes they did to him because he had such this character right here, back from the 70s up until a couple years ago, he had such character depth it was ridiculous. This man right here married his worst villain. Seriously, his arch rival. He married her. They fell in love. They got married. They had 2 kids, Obsidian and Jade. Which, if you notice, they're named after 2 stones. Jade was a very prominent character in the mid to late 90s. She was Kyle Reiner during that time of the Green Lantern's main squeeze. And so, basically, this is Kyle Reiner's father-in-law, if you want to say.
It's the most screwed up family tree in the world.
It really is. And he's from the original heroes back in the World War II. But you're like, Bill, he looks really young. Yeah, if I went into that story, we'd be here for an hour and a half. So, moving on. Yes, this is the first Green Lantern. Alright, next up, we have Our Man.
Yeah, I mean, he used to be Half Hour Man.
He used to be Half Hour Man, but then he took
but
Viagra.
He got an upgrade?
Yes. Our Man. Now,
that's a lie. He was always Our Man.
Now, if you're wondering, Bill, why is he called Our Man? Well, he was, I believe, a scientist, and he developed a pill that would give somebody superpowers, super strength and vulnerability for an hour at a time.
See how it all works out?
Yes, this is the early years of superheroes, so they thought that was pretty cool. And in fact, if you think about it, it is kind of cool. But the only problem is, as years and years went on, he got addicted to these pills.
Oh, don't tell me. Did they do a storyline where it's like the war on drugs?
I don't think they did that, but it was like much later. It was in the 90s that this happened.
It would be like Demon in a Bottle starring Iron Man.
And his son ended up getting addicted to him because his son became Our Man. But then his son developed a non-addicting version of the pill. And there's always jokes about Our Man. He can go an hour straight.
See, kids, don't do drugs.
Do drugs, yes.
You might end up like Our Man.
Yes, Our Man. Moving on to the next. Now, you notice all these guys have capes. Every one of them have capes. This is Starman.
It was the fashion at the time.
This is Starman right here. And right now, I don't have his cosmic rod. Or staff. Cosmic staff. I have that put away in an accessories box. Because it's really tiny. But pretty much, I'm going to be a little vulgar here. It pretty much looks like a gold dildo.
Oh, it's a dildo. tildes.
It's a tildes. It's what it looks like. I'm sorry, but it looks like that. It really does. It looks like.
Actually, I'm looking at a picture here of Starman flying with the golden dildos in his hand.
Yeah.
And he kind of looks like a cracked out Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, he kind of does. Yeah, here, I'll give you a look at him there. His attire is very Christmassy. Very Christmassy. The green and red and yellow.
See on the chest there? He could be the star on top of the tree.
Yes. But he was very popular. He was part of the original Justice Society. And the Justice Society, people, was the very first superhero team ever. They were the first. There was no, like, multi-hero team out there. They were the very first ever done. And basically all it was DC saying, hey, we're going to give you more bang for your buck. Here's all the heroes that you like in one comic book.
Yes!
It's like, okay, do I buy all these comic books, one at a time, which would, back then, comic books were only like 10 cents, but that would eat up a lot of money for a kid. They probably only got paid 20, maybe 30 cents allowance back then, if that. Maybe only...
If you were poor, you got paid a penny and 2 slaps across the face because you pop out like Jack.
Yeah. So, 10 cents was, kind of a big deal having that back then. Well, DC put that out for the kids that didn't have much money, which was very nice on their part. So the kids went, wow, look, all the heroes I like in one comic book. That's a bargain. And it was. And technically, it still is. Moving on. Okay.
It's so exciting.
I know. Dr. Midnight. With his theme song, After Midnight, we're on head all way now. Yes. Dr. Midnight, the man cannot see in the daytime. So he was Daredevil before Daredevil.
So, I'm looking at his origin story, and apparently, when he was recovering in the hospital from his traumatic experience, an owl crashed through his window of his hospital and took the bandages from his eyes. It's just like, how... If that happened to me, I would start high-fiving.
Like, oh God! Oh God!
Not even that. I'd be like, did you see that? An owl just removed my bandages. High five!
Oh my God, that was awesome!
Yeah!
After all the screaming of terror stopped, of course.
After I pooped myself.
Yeah, bring me the bedpan! But yes, the goggles here makes him see. They're basically, an average person would not be able to see, but him, he can see. He sees in the dark perfectly.
Did you say the goggles?
Yes, he has goggles on his...
So would you say that the goggles do something instead of do nothing?
They do something. They do a lot of things. And he's...
I'm quoting old Simpsons joke.
Yes. The goggles, they do something with him. but yes, he's basically like Batman.
So he's brooding and...
No, well, in the fact that he's just a regular guy, but he can see in the dark. So if you're a crook and you're in a pitch dark room, you're dead.
Oh boy!
All right, moving on to the Atom. Now people are gonna go, oh, like the Atom on DC's Legends on the WB. Wrong. This is the first Atom. He was a professional wrestler turned superhero. That's it.
Seriously, that's it.
That's it. He was a professional wrestler that turned superhero. And he basically beat the crap out of people. Why was he called the Atom? I don't know. It was his wrestling name, and he was short. He was like 5'6", 5'7". But he was a jacked little dude. And like Chris Benoit, jacked little dude. Or Neville. Or okay, he's Neville. Okay,
there, that's better.
He's Neville, Tiny Human, as we like to call him. Tiny Human.
As our friend Mike Riley.
And Silvestri like to call him. Tiny Human. Alright, now, the last one, people. This is the very last one. This is probably the scariest DC character other than... this is the first really scary DC character. This character right here is basically the right hand of God.
Oh, God. Oh, no, not him.
It's the Spectre.
Horror of horrors.
The Spectre.
Oh.
He basically...
God, I'm scared.
Oh, shut up. Hold you. Basically, this guy right here, he punishes evil. If you're let's say you're a thief, you're a murderer, you're a pedophile, you're dead. He will hunt you down and he will kill you. Pretty much.
Literally, that's literally all he does. It's just like, well, you're dead.
You're dead. I'm gonna scare the living crap out of you till you die. Pretty much what he does. And here's the thing. You think, well, that's terrible. What's more merciful? Him just going around and killing everybody? Or just, one at a time?
See if you agree with me on this. He is basically the prototype for the Punisher.
Yes, he is the anti-hero prototype of all anti-heroes. Right there. Do people agree with his methods? But yeah, who's going to stop him? He can look at you wrong and kill you. Think about that.
I mean, I wouldn't want to piss him off. I really...
No, you wouldn't. He's just that kind of guy. He is a police officer in his other form. He is a police officer. And he's basically the right hand of God. Essentially.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's kind of Grim Reaper-ish because he's death. He's a death angel. So,
I mean, personally, there's one other guy in the group that would scare me more if I saw him coming down a dark alley.
What would that be?
And that would be Sandman. Because he wears a freaking gas mask.
Sandman? Yes, I've been looking for that figure. I have to get him, and there is a figure of that. I forgot about him, but yes, Sandman is the other character. I don't have a figure of him. If you want to look him up, look him up. There's a few iterations. Now, if you type in Sandman, type in Golden Age Sandman. Because if you type in Sandman, you'll get the miniseries of Sandman, which had nothing to do with the character.
Also, wouldn't there be Sandman Mystery Theater, technically? Or is that another...
No, Sandman Mystery Theater was Sandman. Was actually Sandman, the superhero. He was like the noir character of the whole group, the pulp comics hero.
I love Sandman Mystery Theater because I like noir.
Yes, he was the noir-esque pulp comics hero, basically, in DC. That's what he was. He wore a gas mask. He wore like this really nice suit and a cape, and he had a gas gun, and that's how he fought crime. He's basically Batman with a gas gun.
He would fart into this gun and exfoliate the goodness. No, that's a lie.
And he would knock people out with the gas gun and then punch them in the face and then knock them out. And that's what he did.
Roundhouse kick him in the throat.
Two chops to the throat. Two chops to the throat.
Judo chop.
Judo chop. So, people, that does it for today. The next episode will be next month in 2017. I'd like to thank you for this year for not unsubscribing to the channel, even because we went, basically almost 8 months without an episode. We had a bit of a hiccup with scheduling, and we took a summer hiatus because, well, I was working a lot of hours at that time. So...
Now we're back.
Now we're back.
Better than ever.
We're better than ever. Yes, sort of, kind of, whatever.
Maybe. I don't know.
This episode will be out before Christmas. Break the illusion. Or on Christmas Day itself. But probably it'll be out tomorrow. Which today is... Well, you know what today is.
Today's
the 22nd?
The 22nd, yeah. So here we go. Totally just throwing the illusion out the window.
We never do. We're meta, man. We're meta.
Yeah, we're so meta.
We're not even in a room here. This is a green screen, and
we're actually in a friggin' in a warehouse in Bismarck, North Dakota.
And Dane is actually just about 3 feet away from me. He's just talking in a horrible. No, I'm joking, people. I'm actually in my.
Yeah, I'm giving Bill a nice, sensuous back.
No. He's all the way in Staten Island, and I'm in Toledo, Ohio. So.
I would have to have really long arms, or Bill would have to have really long shoulders. I don't know.
Well, either way, that's creepy. So, other than that, people, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, have a pleasant Festivus, whatever you celebrate. But Merry Christmas, may Yeshua bless you, have a great holiday season.
Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye!